from my experience is that it's loads of people flood you with letters to get an interview. The people who generally sort of think outside the box, like a company I worked for in Manchester, they flew an owl into the office and it was trained to land on the CEO's lap. And of course that got the attention. People who go the extra mile to get the attention and get that job interview generally are probably going to be very creative and very thinking outside of the box people. So anything that turns your head is always a good sign.
How do you attract top talent as a small business?
It's extremely difficult. You have to do a lot of headhunting and put the right packages in place for people to be motivated to join your company, growing as it grows, if you like.
What would be the good picture of a package that you would offer to your top executives?
I think it depends, depending on the position you're trying to fill. Salespeople are obviously going to be more motivated by money and will need to be remunerated more in that sense. Whereas project management roles, engineering roles, whilst money's always important, it's more about a team culture, teamwork, team spirit. So it depends, but sales, basic salaries are going to be around the 45,000, I'd say, depending on how good they are.
Their game can be really tricky as a small business, but I would say you need to build on the aspects of small businesses that make employment attractive. So flexibility, fun, the opportunity for people to be involved in the decision processes and all of that stuff that small businesses can offer, as opposed to big corporate life that, perhaps people are a bit fed up being in big corporates and might look for a smaller business to be part of. But the other thing is, to use freelancers and part-time people, some real talent out there that are freelance, so you don't have to employ people for the whole time. You could just employ them for some of the time and use their skills that way.
Are there any alternative ways of remuneration you would suggest?
Well, there's lots of schemes out there. We can barter time with people and so on. So there's sort of platforms that sort of do that formally. But they're again through networking. It's a brilliant way of meeting people and just helping each other. So if I have a skill, I can share that with someone and perhaps swap that time for someone else's skill. And that works within a networking concept. So it's about meeting people and seeing how you can share and collaborate.
How do you attract top talent as a small business?
Okay, so for us, top talent is really people with the right attitude. So when we're hiring and talking to people, and we're always recruiting at a show like this, if we're speaking to people, we're always thinking, even if we don't actively hiring, we're always thinking, is this person right for us? And it's really very much about the attitude of the person, the personality, rather than any skill, because it's pretty rare that we fire people because they don't have the right skill. It's normally because they have the wrong attitude or the wrong type of working culture, etc.
And as a small business, do you have to pay more to get the right people?
I don't think so. Maybe in the long term, yes, because typically we would give stock options or equity or something like that to help attract people. And probably we take a little bit more risk than maybe bigger companies because, if in a company of 3 people, the 4th person is 25% of your staff versus if you have 100 people, you can afford to soak up 1 or 2 bad hires.
Absolutely. It's not easy to get the top people. I'm lucky to be surrounded by right individuals around me in the company day-to-day basis. But I strongly believe in apprentices. We recruit a lot of apprentices, train them, and then give them employment. It's not always easy. It takes a few tries to get the right one. But if you get the right one, it helps you in building the business. And I'm a strong believer in young people. And for attracting the top talent, you have to do the right things within your own business. And once you find that person, you say, okay, I have got X, Y, Z in my mind as a challenge for you. Because a top talent person would need a challenge all the time. And you need to be very clear what challenge you want to give it to them. Because they are looking for a challenge. They're not just coming for money. They want a challenge and they want to break that challenge and go to the next ladder, right? So the challenge is very much important for a top performer.
Do you have to pay more as a small business in order to attract talent?
Of course, you have to sometimes go over the market, but at the same time, you have to look at your own employee base as well and make the right decision.
Okay, so I think one of the ways of attracting top, talent in your business is speak to someone who knows more than you do. Speak to like an agency, or speak to get recommendations from people who are, who've done jobs for people before. So I think go down the route of recommendations. That's key when it comes to attracting talents for your business. You can't really afford to make any massive mistakes. So go with like someone you trust, someone that's been in the field well before you, and then just seek their advice. Seek if they know someone that could potentially do a job, or I think that's the way. Recommendations, I would say, for me.
Do you have to pay more for top talent as a small business?
Not necessarily. I think if you find the right mentor, if you find the right people to help you to source that talent, not necessarily. I think you can, get things affordable. I think interns are definitely a way forward for small businesses right now, and certainly we are using interns. We're employing interns in our company to help us to grow as well, as we give them the talent. And obviously we do pay them, but not at the price as we would pay mainstream. So definitely go down the intern route and speak to someone and get recommendations, certainly.
For me, attracting top talent, at the moment we are a small business, so I was looking for a PR executive and an events manager. So for me it was slightly easy because I was headhunting. I knew the people I wanted, and I went to them and I said, look, I want you to work for me, and I sounded confident. So people had trust in me, they were confident that I would deliver. So people trusted me. So when you sound confident and you say, look, I've got this excellent proposal for you, and can you join? So that's how they joined me, because they knew that they were going to get a very good deal from my company. So that's how they did it. But for me personally, I was looking for the specific people that I wanted. So it's a very small company, so I haven't advertised the post or anything, but it was me, I knew whom I should get. So it was easy for me, yeah.
I think you've got to convey, again, coming back to it, it's all about your passion, why your product's unique. But for me, it really comes down to culture and cultural fit. I think from interviewing candidates on a regular basis, I kind of trust to a certain degree in terms of how they've got in front of me, how they found me. But what I really want to know is, how are they going to fit in with me, with my team, with the broader management team in the company? So are they going to stand and deliver? Are they going to go the extra mile? Are they someone I can sit next to every day of the week and have a conversation with and enjoy my time in the role? And from my experience working in bigger corporates and startups, I think getting to know that person, to know that you're getting the right talent first time, rather than learning the hard way and taking someone on paper who might be extremely good in terms of what they do but don't fit culturally in the business, they're not going to be able to relate with your customers the way you want to take your brand. So I guess my biggest advice is make sure that person is a great cultural fit, and make sure you're projecting your own culture during that hiring process.
Do you have to pay more for top talent as a startup?
I think so, although you can get lucky, and I think we're in such a great economy where there's so many graduates coming through, but you do have to pay the right amount to get the right talent in the door in the first place. But from experience, you can pay a lot of money and you can get someone that doesn't work out too well. So it's finding that right balance. But I think if you get that cultural fit right, your culture should also involve how much do you pay, like where do you fit on those pay scales. So it's all around not just having Friday night socials. It's more about, do we respect the customer? Do we put the customer first? How do we treat our team members? How do we develop and train staff? And I think if you piece all that together, you'll get the right kind of talent coming in.